Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Rocky Mountain Reserve. I'm standing here looking at my lovely house, and while the first thing I noticed was that it needs a paint job, the second thing I noticed was this plant over here. It was there when I moved in, I swear, and since we are in the Rocky Mountains, I'm going to assume that we're in Colorado and that plant is perfectly fine. Okay, so this morning we have various things to do. All of three of our arable fields have weeds, so that we're going to need to take care of those first thing this morning. We have some milk and some slurry in the barn there that needs to be taken care of. I think the cows still have plenty of food. And we have a bunch of eggs over here that we have to take care of. So we're going to get our cookie factory going this morning. We still have plenty of food in here. We're going to get our cookie factory going this morning, making some flour, not flour, making some butter and putting our eggs in there. But first thing we're going to do, we have to buy a sprayer. We're actually probably going to spend quite a bit of our money today. First thing we're going to buy is a sprayer. Let's go ahead and set our delivery point there. Let's look and see first what's in the sale. Chances are nothing we need, but we have to look. Nope, nothing there we need. So we're going to come over here and look at sprayers. I would like a fairly large one, just because we're going to be doing this quite a bit. But I suppose we can trade up. Let's see, that's about our price range right there. 18 to 28 meters. This one is 21 meters. This one is 24 meters. So let's go back to this one. And let's see, if we take it all the way up to 28 meters, then it goes to $41,000. So that's a little more than we need to spend. So if we get it down to even at 18 meters, it's not a good deal for us. So let's come back over here. That's 21 meters at $22,000. That's kind of hard to beat. 1,300 liter tank. None of our fields are that big. So the other one was this one at 34 and 24 meters. It's just not worth it. If our tank is not big enough, we can spend another $5,000 to get the tank. But I think we're going to be fine with this. So let's go ahead and buy that. We also need some herbicide, which is quite expensive. And I have not found a source for this that's any less expensive. There are some productions that make it, but I haven't found any that are worth it in terms of what you have to put in to get it. It seems like it's actually more expensive. You could just sell what you're putting in there to make herbicide and buy herbicide. So we're going to buy a tank of that, and that should be enough to spray everything we need to spray today. So let's use our New Holland. I think it's 175 horsepower. This should be just fine. Oops. See, there we go. I got to start the engine. Oh, I thought I did. All right, now we're started. And I should probably swap out the tires here. But we have crop destruction turned off, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to leave the quads on. This is the way this tractor is equipped when you get the farm. All right, we're going to head over to the sugar beet field. Start at the far end over there and work our way back to here. Wow, look at the weeds in that field. That's crazy. All All right, we are going to get this taken care of. Well, the content creator in me loves the fact that the the difference in this field after spraying is dramatic. The farmer in me says I let that go way too long. I should have sprayed that last month. So, but it's done, and I feel like maybe the sugar beet's growth has been stunted a little by the weeds. I don't even know if that's a farm sim thing, but I think it's a real life thing. And those sugar beets seem awfully small for where they should be in the growth process. I just don't know. All right, I'm going to refill this before I respray this field. I'm going to do these other two fields off camera. They won't be nearly as interesting to watch because the difference won't be nearly as stark. But I'm going to get these other two fields sprayed, and then we will talk about animals and how we're going to get our products from the barn to the cookie factory. Okay, we've reached the point now where we have some eggs and we have some milk, and we need to get the eggs and the milk into the cookie factory. Now, the easiest and most straightforward way, of course, is just to get a flatbed trailer and load them up and take them over there and put them in. The busier we are and the more we expand, the less time we're going to have for those daily kind of chores. And if we don't do it on a daily basis, then it's all going to fill up and it's going to stop, and we don't want to take that chance. We're going to have a lot of fields to work with coming up. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something that you've seen me do before. We're going to use the automatic shipping or selling of animal products. I forget what it's called. We'll find out in just a second. Let's go to animals. We'll start with chickens. And it is called the automatic shipping of animal products. Okay, I usually say the automatic selling, and it's actually the automatic shipping. So the first thing we need to do, though, is we need to get rid of this. Actually, I think I may go ahead and not get rid of them, but just kind of put them over here out of the way, because our little automatic shipping hut is going to be right there. So, chickens. If you've never seen this before, it's not showing up very... Thank you, autosave. Always the worst times. Okay, you can see it out here. You can see part of it anyway. You can see where the little where the area is marked out where it's going to pick up our eggs. It's a little bit bigger than the other one, and Gotta get it in just the right place. Gonna kind of level it up some. I'm gonna zoom in there so I can see it better. I'm always dissatisfied with how I end up placing this. And I like to go just a little bit outside of the other one just so it'll make sure and pick it up. That's pretty good. I'm not terribly dissatisfied with that. It did go through the fence, but that's fine. The chickens can't get out. All right, and then over here, we're going to need to pick these up slightly. Or just move them slightly, I guess, because now it's taking them all in. So was there too much? I'm guessing it's full. So we're going to need to go in there. Go into productions here. And it's going to be all the way at the end now. There it is. And it's full. So we're going to hit the wrong button, and then we'll hit the right button. And then we're going to come over here and switch this to distributing. So it's going to distribute the 5,000 liters of eggs that are currently in there, and then it'll load these up. And then as eggs spawn here, it will automatically put them in the storage, and then at the top of the hour, it'll ship them all over to the cookie factory. So we really don't have to think about anything anymore except keeping these chickens fed so that they will continue to lay eggs. Very good. All right, now milk used to be a little more complicated. Oh, actually, we're going to come to this side. Milk was, you had to pick it up and take it wherever you wanted it to go. However, the last time I updated the automatic shipping of animal products, I noticed that there was one under cows now. And it looks like this. Milk shipping, which is a very good thing for us. And it works just like the eggs do. I'm going to flip this around. Just in case we need to take some milk out manually, we can. Move it that way just a little bit. And place it. Now that should be in the same menu. It says to place it close to the barn. I placed it, this is where you would normally pick up the milk. So I placed it right here next to the milk. It should be in a very good place. And I hit the wrong menu again. So just under eggs, we should have milk. All right, and we've distributed that. Now, it doesn't really do us any good to distribute it if there's no place asking for it, for lack of a better term. It will just sit where it is unless there is a place that needs to use it. So we are going to turn on butter over here because we're going to make sugar cookies at first. That's the only thing we're going to have ingredients to make. A very simple recipe. Sugar cookies is just flour, butter, eggs, and sugar. 4 ingredients. Easy, easy. But we have nothing here that is calling for eggs. So we need to go ahead and turn sugar cookies on. This is going to cost us a little bit of money. It's going to cost us $240 a month. But it will allow us to ship our eggs over there, and we will be making sugar cookies pretty soon. Pretty soon. So, we're going to do that. And so we have now taken care of the eggs and the milk. Now, we do need to take care of the slurry, and there is no other way to take care of slurry except to put it in a tanker and take it where it needs to go. So we're going to do that now. I should say, I don't know of any way to deal with slurry other than to put it in a tanker and take it where it needs to go. There may be a production that will automatically load up slurry and then ship it to wherever it needs to go. If there is, post it down in the comments and I'll use it. but I do not know of such a mod at this time. So we are going to buy ourselves a very good tanker indeed. Made by Omatana. She makes the best mods. I think since we're going to be using this, we may use this for water as well. So I'm just going to put it in a... No, I don't want that color. Metal. That's what I wanted. Then we're going to make that black, and we'll make that black. All right, and that'll be our tanker. It can be used for water. If we get some greenhouses, which we probably will, we can use this for water. And if it's got a little slurry in it, that's all the better. So it is also 200,000 liters, so that'll cover anything we ever need to put in it. And it's very reasonable at $8,300. We're going to buy that. We're going to hop in the old case here. Old Big Nose. Oh, I have to start the engine. It's literally flashing start the engine at me on the screen. And it takes me a second to see it because I expect the engine to just start. I'll get used to it. All right, our slurry is over here on this side. It's a little tight in here, actually, so we may revisit the trees. It's not too bad. All right, we got 22,000 liters of slurry. That's great. We're going to take that over here to our production, and we're going to turn it into solid fertilizer. So while that unloads, we'll come over here to our productions. And where is our production shed? That's what we're looking for. This is a really cool production. We can make all kinds of stuff. We can make pretty much everything we need for field work. We can make solid fertilizer from several recipes. We're going to be using this one, which is just slurry. So for 2,000 liters of slurry, we get 1,500 liters of solid fertilizer. That's a good deal. So it's making fertilizer now. That's great. We can make seeds from barley and manure, oats and manure, or sorghum and manure, or wheat and manure. We can make lime from stones and water. We're not going to be doing that. And we can make manure from straw and slurry, manure from straw and digestate, or we can make herbicide from water and road salt. Huh. So you're telling me that herbicide is just salt water? I don't think that's right. I think if you put salt water on your field, you are salting the earth. And that's never a good thing. So, but we may make some of that at some point. Road salt's pretty cheap and herbicide's pretty expensive. So we may experiment with that at some point. But we now have 20,000 liters of slurry in the production, which means that we'll have about 15,000 liters of solid fertilizer in the not too distant future. I have no idea how fast that production runs, so we'll see. So even though we have some mods that make things less expensive, like fertilizer and seeds, we're going to experiment with making our own and see if that saves us even more money. If making our own fertilizer, I mean, we're making it out of something that we otherwise have no use for. So, I mean, it's totally free. If, I don't think there. So it's totally free. So we may go ahead and continue to buy our fertilizer and sell the solid fertilizer that we make, because you can make a ton of money selling fertilizer. I would rather just be the cookie king on this playthrough, but if we get into a bind, there will always be solid fertilizer that we can sell, because I have a feeling we're going to make a lot of it. All right, so the last thing I need to do today is to fertilize these fields. Got the odd-shaped one fertilized. So now I'm going to hire a worker and we're going to knock out the rest of these really fast. So I look away for 2 seconds. And that's what I get. Oh, and the worker bailed out. Wow. And so I lost about 6,000 liters of fertilizer, and I have no idea where I am on this field. So, yay, worker. He had plenty of room to turn around. He drove straight in the lake. That's insane. Oh, well. Let's get him out of there. Makes me want to put up a fence so they can't even get to the lake. Crazy. And they've never done that with any other piece of machinery. It's a little crazy. Well, I think that's just about the worst job of fertilizing I have ever done. The workers lost their minds. I lost track of where I had already fertilized. So we've made an effort. I'm not really sure how effective it's going to be, but I am sure that it's going to be more effective than if we had not fertilized at all. So it's not a wasted effort. It is, however, a frustrating effort. I wish I had done better. So I think the lesson we've learned here is, number one, don't let the weeds go too long, because you can't see where you've been. And number two, don't let the crops get too high before you apply the second application of fertilizer. At any rate, I think this is a really good place to end this episode. If you like this video, I sure would appreciate a thumbs up or a subscription. If you did not like this video, please post a comment and tell me why. Either way, thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time.